Okay, so I thought I'd do a quick little video on the effects of trim shine and how it brings your black fenders back to life on these Jeeps. This gets brought up an awful lot. People want to know the best way to get the black back into them. And I've used a couple things since we've had this Jeep. But the first thing I want to talk about is the importance of pressure washing, or at least cleaning the best you can before you apply anything. I don't know if you can tell the difference about right here. This part has been pressure washed. This part hasn't. I think you can see that through the camera. It's hard for me to see because of the glare of the sun. But even though if you put back to black or trim shine or anything on it to bring your black back, and it's going to work and it's going to look okay, this just shows you the difference between cleaning the old oil and grit and dirt from the fenders versus not. So this is already more gray than this is. This is already just a little bit darker just because it's cleaner. So I took the pressure washer, I pressure washed these fenders and the bumper and everything. And I'm going to finish pressure washing this. I left this, like, I wasn't going to video this, but I thought this gets brought up all the time in the Jeep forums that I thought I'd do a quick little video. But from this point back, has not been pressure washed. I did do the bumper, but I saw the difference that just pressure washing was doing, so I wanted to show that. I've actually mentioned it a few times in forums. You'll get longer life from whatever you use, whether it's trim shine or back to black. You'll get longer life out of it if you wash your fenders the best you can. Now, I put degreaser on these also. I put just a commercial degreaser, sprayed them down real good to help soften it up, and then I hit it with the pressure washer. I don't always do that, but I had it on hand. Thought, let me degrease it real quick. That just gets the oil and grease out of the fender as much as possible. The fenders are a little bit porous, so the better job you do of cleaning them, the longer the product that you put on it's going to last. Now, I'm no professional detailer, but I've done my share of research to find out the best product for this, and most professional detailers tend to favor trim shine for black plastic. So I started using it, and I have to say, I have to agree with them. I've tried back to black and a couple other products, but trim shine has proved to be the best product that I've used. Lasts the longest, and it just seems to work the best. I put it on the door handles, the fenders, the bumpers. I put it on everything that I want to be as black as possible. But I just wanted to kind of show you the difference between that just pressure washing does. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to finish pressure washing this, of course, and then I'm going to put trim shine on it, and I'll show you the difference between the non-trim shined fender and the trim shined fender. Okay, so it's all pressure washed and it's dry. Hopefully you can kind of tell that the fender's nice and evenly grayish. Just so you can kind of get an idea of what everything looks like. There's the door handles. There's the front fender. Hood latches. I even do the mirrors, even though I replaced these mirrors, so they're still relatively black, but I do them anyway. All this trim, I do it, and as soon as I get this done, it'll take about 20 minutes probably for me to get it all sprayed down. You know, of course, the tag holder. Let me show you the product I use. Okay, this is the stuff. It's called Trim Shine. It's by Stoner. You kind of see their picture there on the front, and of course that's what you're after. And even though a lot of products, you know, offer this same type of an effect, the pros like this for a reason, and I think the reason is because over time that they have been satisfied with the fact that it lasts longer than the other products, and it's not it doesn't leave a nasty nastiness around as far as like on your paint and stuff. Now I always wipe this in using a terry rag. But you can just spray it on and walk away. Yeah, something else this works real good on is underneath your engine on all the plastic. In fact, let me open the hood, and because I'll do the engine on this also. So on all the plastic stuff, you can just spray this. Yeah, if you ever bought a used car and you pop the hood and you see how nice and clean the engine looks, this is the stuff they use on that. They just spray it all down and they're done. They don't even wipe it into it. They just spray it and let it drip dry. And that's all you got to do. So there's the engine bay. And I don't know how good that's showing up with the sun, but I just spray it on and that's it. I don't wipe nothing in the engine compartment. On the fenders I do. You don't have to, but I wipe it in because you use less product if you spray it and then wipe it all in. That way you don't have to spray as much on the fenders. So I'll do this fender and show you. Let me get a rag. Okay, all I use one of these. This is one of those terry rags from Harbor Freight. They're like 99 cents for a bag of them. You can walk away. You can spray this down and walk away just like that, and it'll level itself out. But I do go ahead and wipe it on, and you just use less product. And it'll stay looking just like that for a long time. It depends, obviously, if you have your vehicle in the garage, it's going to last longer. If if it's not directly out in the sun won't have its way with it near as much. That's all there is to it. Let me do half the other fender, and I'll come back and show you what half of it looks like compared to the other half. Okay, just sprayed down this fender. When I opened the hood, there was a few drops of water that sprinkled down on the hood, so before I do the rest of this fender, I'm going to let all that dry. But hopefully that's showing up pretty good. We'll walk back over this one. I mean, it makes them look new again. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of this Jeep. Just going to give you an idea of how everything's looking right now. I'll do the Jeep, then I'll walk back around it. That's the grayish fenders. Grayish door handles. I painted these hinges were worn, so I just painted them with the actual rubber undercoating. Mirror. So let me get this all finished, and we'll walk around it and see how much better it looks. Alright, so here's the final product. This is about 15 minutes later. Let me give you a shot of the engine. Hopefully you can see the difference. I don't know if you can or not. Just sprayed it on. I did wipe this down, but the rest of it I just spray it all over anything that's black. Spray it on there, the hoses, and it gives it a nice black sheen compared to what it did have. I even hit the battery a lot of times. There's that fender, and it'll look just like this tomorrow, and even a week from now it'll still look like this. You can see a little bit of run marks here in the mirror because I sprayed that degreaser on it and I let it dry. Door handles, I get the door handles. I didn't do the tire cover. There's that rear fender. The fuel filler door handles, black trim around the windows, that mirror. I always do these, the rubber deals, and of course what's up on the hood. I didn't do these this time, but of course the black on the hood there. Anyway, that's about it. So that's trim shine. It makes the whole thing look new again, instead of that gray. And you can tell how many miles this Jeep has 250,000 miles on it, and it actually needs to be repainted. So those of you that have Jeeps wondering how long they can last, it's the original engine. As far as I know, the original transmission, actually it's 260,000 miles now. Runs like a top. Anyway, trim shine. Okay, so this is 2 days later. I don't know if you can see that it's still nice and black. Still looking good. And I'd also like to say, if you do pressure wash your fenders, you might consider getting a turbo nozzle. I bought a turbo nozzle for my pressure washer a few months back, and that has cut my pressure washing down in half. Anything I pressure wash, that's all I use now, is that turbo nozzle. I actually have a video on cleaning my driveway with it. If you want to take a look at how it works, take a look at that video, because it's an amazing addition to a pressure washer. But anyway, I just wanted to show you this. Two days later, still looks virtually new. I mean, the fenders are nice and black. Still looking good. So